Boy escapes from YouTuber's house of horrors.
Hi, I was just wondering if you could do 2 favors.
Well, what are they?
Taking me to the nearest police station.
What's going on, son? Have a seat there.
It's personal business.
Ring.
Whoa. Wait a minute, how do you come to my house?
Was she already recording? What is this shit?
And I'm a good woman. I don't do naughty things.
The lives of family lifestyle influencers Jody Hildebrandt and Ruby Franke imploded on August 30th, 2023, when one of Ruby's 6 children was discovered weak and hurt. The other 5 had not been accounted for at this time, and law enforcement wasted no time in launching a full investigation. As the police delved into the twisted dynamic that had grown between the 2 women, they never could have anticipated the depths of the depravity the children were subjected to, or the mind-boggling justifications offered by the perpetrators.
I just want my kids back. I want my family back.
Adults have a really hard time understanding that children can be full of evil and what that takes to fight it.
The following report is based on police records. When Dan Clarkson answered his doorbell at 10:46 a.m. on
I don't
August
believe kids
30th,
are full of evil.
2020,
I do believe they're fearless AF and it can scare a lot of us, but I do believe adults are full of evil because at that point you should have been through enough life or experience taught you how to control your emotions, how to control your reactions, your fears. A kid is damn near like a new hard drive. That mother gonna know exactly
Adults
what you
have
teach
a really
I just want my kids back.
what you
I want
put
my
in there.
family back.
Adults have a really hard time understanding that children can be full of evil and what that takes to fight it.
the following report is based on police records.
Some of
When
them
Dan
can't be full
Clarkson
of evil.
answered his doorbell at 10:46, report is based on police records. When Dan Clarkson answered his doorbell at 10:46 a.m. on August 30th, 2023, he never could have expected his actions would kickstart a nationally publicized police investigation. However, as soon as he laid eyes on the young boy outside, he immediately knew something was very, very wrong. His Ring camera captured the heartbreaking conversation that ensued.
Yes.
Hi, I was just wondering if you could do 2 favors.
Well, what are they?
Taking me to the nearest police station. Well, actually, just
That would have broke me right there as an adult, bro, because I would be expecting him to be selling me some chocolate or some candy or some fundraiser shit. But yet he's dealing with 2
Favors?
evil-ass adults.
Well, what are they?
Taking me to the nearest police station. Well, actually, just one's fine.
What's going on, son? Have a seat there.
It's personal business.
This was actually the second neighbor the boy had attempted to contact. At the first house, there was no answer, so he'd been forced to move on. The disturbing reason he was seeking help came out when Dan made this emotional call to 911.
I just had a 12-year-old boy show up here at my front door asking for help. Said he had just came from a neighbor's house. He's hungry and he's thirsty.
While Dan was on the phone with the 911, his wife gave the boy, who introduced himself as Russell, snacks to eat while waiting for help to arrive. But shockingly,
Good
there was
stuff, good
something more
stuff.
appalling about the boy's condition than his extreme malnutrition.
He has duct tape around
Big
his ankle.
injuries, there's sores around them.
Yeah, there's sores around him. I think there's a good chance he's been...
And he also has
and he has been around his
wrist
ankle.
as well.
I mean, his wrist as well. Okay, this boy has been...
Needs immediate attention.
And yet the most heartbreaking revelations were yet to come.
Okay, this boy has been...
Needs immediate attention.
This kid has obviously been... I think he's been detained. He's obviously covered in wounds. He says what's happened to him is his fault.
We need the police here now.
The police and an ambulance were already on the way.
He said
During
what
the
happened to him
tense
is his
waiting-
fault.
Yeah.
Oh, he says what
happened to him is
happened.
his fault.
Because,
We need
dog,
to
it
believe
is
it
so bullshit. Because that's what these adults do, man. It's so easy to convince a kid of this, that what they are doing is wrong or right. Yo, if it's something you really want to do and this adult trying to lure you somewhere or get you to do something and you're a kid watching this video, and you want to do it, say, oh, yeah, sure. Let me just tell my mom and dad first. There's nothing wrong with that. I promise you, your mom and dad gonna always... They gonna always get you right, dog. But back on topic, once you tell that person, yeah, let you check with your mom and dad first. And if they run from it, oh no, don't do that. Oh no, it's just gonna be between me and you. It's a secret. Bullshit. There's no reason to keep a secret with you and a kid, a child. There's no reason. They suck at holding secrets anyway. They tell all your business. There's no reason for that. Adult know that.
He's obviously covered in wounds. He says what's happened to him is his fault.
We need the police here now.
The police and an ambulance were already on the way. During the tense waiting period, Russell revealed that he'd been staying with his mother and her friend, Jody Hildebrand, since May. Terrifyingly, he added,
God, it's always in the fucking family. Ish like that is the reason why I have to follow up behind more than likely with your parents' situation. I'm just
Russell
talking
revealed
about
that he'd been staying with his mother and her friend, Jody Hildebrand, since May. Terrifyingly, he added that he wasn't the only child in Jody's house. His two sisters, ages 9 and 14, were still inside.
Or is it one of those dark, judging from this house, I take it this is about to be one of those dark
child in Jody's
YouTube channels,
house. His two sisters, ages 9 and 14, were still inside.
I'll take more.
As Russell underwent medical assessment, more police officers arrived.
We need to identify that house, and if there's 2 other kids there, we need to go do a security sweep of that house and help them.
They were about to realize that they'd gotten there in the nick of time.
Oh,
As
good
the police
stuff, Russell.
staged in Dan's driveway, a woman drove up in her car and announced that she was searching for a 12-year-old boy. She gave her name as none other than Jody Hildebrand, the woman Russell said his family had been staying with. Cleverly, the police didn't tell Jody how much they already knew. They just took down her address and said they would come to speak with her shortly. She didn't have to wait long.
Okay, so they stand with Jody.
Ring, ring, ring. No, go. Police officers, open up!
Somebody knock back.
Got movement right here. Right there. Contact. Got movement, Michael. Open the door! Jody? I need you to step out.
I have my attorney.
That's great. Step out of the house.
No, I'm not gonna step out of the
Step
house.
out of the house. Step out of the house.
Whoa.
We're just gonna see if
Whoa,
anybody
whoa,
else.
whoa.
Is there anybody else home?
Wait a minute, how do you come in my house?
Right there.
Look, they come into my house. Do you have a search warrant?
We'll explain it
They
after
don't need
this.
one.
You can't just come into my house without a
Yeah,
search
huh?
warrant.
It's a
Jody
kid in
was
danger.
mistaken about the need for a warrant to enter the home because the police already had probable cause due to a 911 call that the neighbors had placed after Russell showed up at their door. There was a clear emergent need to enter and a warrant wasn't necessary. The police must account for the welfare of the other 2 children. They certainly had their work cut out for them, though, because the house was massive.
Man,
During the search, the police found one room that appeared to be set up for filming.
Telling what the fuck was going on in there.
During the search, the police found one room that appeared to be set up for filming. This, they would learn, was because Jody and Ruby both had a significant online presence. More details would emerge throughout the investigation, revealing the dark side of these social media influencers. To ensure that they left no corner unchecked, the investigators retrieved the blueprints of the house. This turned out to be a brilliant idea.
Right?
As the
Damn.
schematics revealed
And yeah, and
something that
his
might have
house
been
is massive, dog. So that actually was good thinking. And also, it seemed like they got money to play with. When you got money to play with, you can do shit to the next level, man. Yeah, meaning you could have some hidden compartments in your fucking home.
The investigators retrieved the blueprints of the house. This turned out to be a brilliant idea, as the schematics revealed something that might have been overlooked otherwise. Outside, Jody did not appear to be shy about expressing her displeasure at the intrusion.
I have Airbnb guests over there. Probably scared me to death.
Okay. Is there anybody else in the house?
Yes.
2 kids?
There's a little girl.
Just one?
She's right over here.
Okay.
The Airbnb guests were the least of the police's worries right now. Following Jody's instructions, they made their way down the hall to a bathroom with a large closet. What they found inside was devastating.
I'm a police officer. Are you going to the union here? Hey, you okay?
Hey, look how skinny she
Is this
is.
just you in here? I'm Sergeant Tobler. What's your name? I just have one. Where's your sister at?
Don't rush her too many.
Contact one. You okay? Huh? You doing okay? You don't want to talk to me? Yeah, that's okay. Can you come with me though? We got Jody out here. You know Jody?
According to the information Jody gave,
Satan,
this was Russell's
got him.
9-year-old sister Eve.
Her.
According to the information Jody gave, this was Russell's 9-year-old sister Eve.
We want to be best buddies, but we're getting a little mad here because he won't give me his shoes. Guess what? I learned how to ride a bike with no training wheels. Come here, I'll show you.
Despite the officer's gentle approach, she
Kids
sat
do always want to
eerily
show you when they
still.
know how to do
I'll
something.
show you.
Despite the officer's gentle approach, she sat eerily still
Yeah,
and
she
quiet,
did.
hardly giving a sign that she could even hear him.
You take your time, bud. I'm in no hurry. I'm a police officer. Did you know that? I don't mean to hurt you at all. You doing okay? Are you scared? Yeah? You're okay. Do you need help? I'm not gonna hurt you. Promise. See this right here? It's a badge. It tells me I don't hurt people. I'm just here to make sure you're okay. And I get if you're scared. I would be too. Okay? You wanna come with me?
Still, Eve didn't respond.
Good stuff.
They hatched a new plan.
That's a kid, man. That kid is scared as
Still,
hell.
Eve didn't respond. They hatched a new plan to win her over with pizza. While they waited for the food to arrive, the officers kept her company with the utmost patience,
Good stuff,
refusing to rush her out of the
Give me a
closet.
minute. Yeah, that's why I don't watch this true crime shit no more, dog. I love the way the officer handled that. And oh my God, I ain't gonna lie, my heart was hurting. I thought they was about to all bogart. I'm like, don't do that. This is a kid that's scared as fuck. As a kid, you can only rely on this adult to give you the proper tools needed so you can grow and be able to become a great adult yourself. Blah, if I can get my words out. But no, I don't know that. I don't even know
Still,
if you're good
Eve
as a
didn't
cop.
respond.
I mean, my
Hatched a
mom
new plan to win
ain't
her
good, so I
over
mean,
with
what's gonna make me think you good?
I'm just here to make sure you're okay. And I get if
I
you're
like
scared.
how you stoop
I would
down
be
to
too.
her level. Don't stand all over. Squat down. Be gentle. Talk
Okay.
to her. Ooh, she's more than likely hungry. Got some pizza.
You wanna come with me?
Still, Eve didn't respond. They hatched a new plan to win her over with pizza. While they waited for the food to arrive, the officers kept her company with the utmost patience, refusing to rush her out of the closet until she made the choice to leave.
I'm just gonna sit down. It's okay if I just sit here with you. We don't have to say anything. If you don't want to. Okay? I'll just sit here with you.
Meanwhile, back with Russell, the EMTs got a close-up look at the duct tape and wounds around his ankles. What they found was almost unspeakably gruesome.
Man.
But even this was overshadowed by what Russell said next. In between bites of the snacks from the neighbors, he told the police officer documenting his injuries additional details, which made the situation all the more sickening.
You're not in trouble with me, okay? We're just trying to figure out what's going on. Our main focus right now is you, okay? Who put the ropes on you? Supposed to help you what?
The police report revealed the chilling answers that were redacted in the body cam footage. Russell said that Jody and his mother, Ruby Franke, had restrained him with ropes to help him with what he'd been choosing. How the women had chosen to treat the resulting wounds left EMTs puzzled.
Wait. To help him with what he been choosing. Got the wounds on his wrist and ankles from being tied to the ground with ropes. I asked child one who put the ropes on him, and he said his mother and neighbor Jody did. and they told him it was supposed to help him with what he has been choosing.
Choosing. How the women had chosen to treat the resulting wounds left EMTs puzzled. The officer who spoke with Russell repeated the distressing details to his supervisor on the phone.
They put cayenne pepper mixed with
no, that was to make it worse.
Did the distressing details to his supervisor on the phone.
They put cayenne pepper mixed with honey and then covered that with the plastic saran wrap and then the duct tape over the wounds.
Detectives had found evidence of the honey and cayenne mixture in the upstairs bathroom, along
and
with
look
more
how
ropes,
much cayenne. Look how red that is, dog. That's a shit ton of cayenne in that. And then put the plastic wrap around it with the duct tape, meaning there's no type of air getting to it.
Covered that with
get the fuck out of here.
Saran wrap and then the duct tape over the wounds.
Detectives had found evidence of the honey and cayenne mixture in the upstairs bathroom, along with more ropes, used bandages, and other wound dressings.
A medical got there, they started cutting the stuff off him, and then you can see like the dark around his ankles. You could smell it. When they went to go peel it, they thought it was some of the dressing. It was actually his skin that was peeling.
Obviously, the police wanted to talk to Russell's mother to understand what could possess someone to treat a child in such a manner. As of yet, though, Ruby Franke, along with Russell's older sister, were still unaccounted for. Jody certainly wasn't sharing where Ruby was, as her behavior became increasingly strange as the house search continued. When this officer seemed unreceptive to her stare, she tried a different target.
I don't know, you trying to mug me down?
Are you waiting for me to say something, or? Okay.
Inside the search.
I love when people do that in public. When they think they about to intimidate you, so just because they look at it, I believe my skinny ass making it back home, doggy bone.
She tried a different target.
Are you waiting for me to say something, or? Okay.
Inside, the search went on for more children,
hey,
especially
man,
Julie.
You ain't scared nobody, man. What you doing? You like a little kid your damn self.
Okay.
Inside, the search went on for more children, especially Julie.
Yeah, go get Maleficent. I'm done.
Inside, the search went on for more children, especially Julie, the older sister Russell said was at Jody's house. There was no sign of her yet, so the police decided it was time to confront Jody about what they'd found when referencing the blueprints. A safe room in the basement, locked with a vault door.
I have a question for you. You have a room downstairs that has a safe wheel on the front. Mm-hmm. How do we get access to that to ensure that there's no one else in this home?
Adam.
They do need to search that there's nobody else, so I think you can give them access to make sure there's nobody in there.
After further back and forth to get the lock combination from Jody, a team returned to the basement to open the safe. Upstairs, additional officers were still trying to gain the trust of the little girl in the bathroom closet.
Found dead skin.
She found dead skin.
Dead skin.
Get out from underneath my bed. Right now.
Sorry, Mom.
I am more upset that you came in my room when you knew you weren't supposed to. You knew that it was a bad idea.
Yeah.
You're still going to have the consequence of not having your nails done for a month.
For a fucking month?
Yeah, Mom. Can I help you two to get paid? Because I want a lot of money.
And I'm seeing it as something bigger. So far, the punishment is nothing bad. But however, that does show that something is hidden in this room, because you are this strict about a child coming in your room. I mean, my mom used to be like, don't come in my room or whatever, but it wasn't to this level. Like, you can't do what you love doing for a whole month type shit. It was just like, get out of my room. And then she kind of like side-eyed the camera as if it was like, oh yeah, I'm being a good mom.
The consequence of not having.
Think I went in some cool points because this camera wasn't on. I'll probably do something more harsh anyway.
You knew that it was a bad idea.
Yeah.
You're still gonna have the consequence of not having your nails done for a month.
Mom.
It's a deal. Give me a hug.
Yeah, Mom. Can I help you two to get paid? Because I want a lot of money.
You.
They like
because you know, kids. I don't know, because you know, kids will talk and say some shit and that camera is on, whatever. But regardless, though, that's probably how she talked to with them when the camera is not on, but yeah, we doing this to make a lot of money. From this fucking house, we gotta keep doing it. So yeah, kid wanted to win you over. Of course, I want to help, and this is the lingo I know that you use. Oh, can I help you too to get paid a lot of money? Because I want a lot of money, because I know that's what make you happy.
Of not having your nails done for a month.
Mom.
It's a deal. Give me a hug.
Mom, can I help you too to get paid? Because I want a lot of money.
You.
They likely hoped that the arrival of the pizza would change things in their favor, but they were in for yet another surprise.
I'll put this in, okay? You want to hurry? You can eat. There you go.
Despite how painfully thin she appeared, Eve didn't go for the food right away.
Don't tell me nothing wrong with it. Once she saw what it was, though.
Eve proceeded to eat the entire pizza and requested 2 more large slices from the lunch that the police had. As Eve ate, the plan was to focus on opening the safe.
I found that child 2 had been given and consumed an entire small pizza while I was gone and while being with Detective Pandoyo. My bad. Child 2 requested more pizza and ate 2 slices of a large pizza when it arrived.
Large slices
Heck, those
from the
kids were
lunch
not
that the
being
police
fed,
had.
dog.
As Eve ate, the plan was to focus on opening the safe, but suddenly a new priority emerged. With no warning, Ruby Franke, Russell and Eve's mother, arrived on scene. After determining that she had no weapons,
and they probably the reason why the channel even making money at all. But yet you neglect those ones.
With no warning, Ruby Franke, Russell and Eve's mother, arrived on scene. After determining that she had no weapons on her, she was taken to a separate area of the house to wait out the search. The police would check in with Ruby once they finished going through the house. The only place left to look was the basement safe room. When they opened the door, though, they were likely crushed. Julie was not inside. At first glance, the room looked to be nothing more than a barren bolt hole reserved for emergencies. When they started opening drawers, though, they turned up some stomach-churning evidence. Handcuffs, a length of rope, and a carabiner. Based on the condition of Russell and Eve, the police received an official search warrant.
How much restraining do you need to do on a kid? I mean, they're already weak as fuck.
A length of rope, and a carabiner. Based on the condition of Russell and Eve, the police received an official search warrant that enabled them to collect these items, along with many of the electronics, as evidence. But even after being in the house for hours, there was still no sign of Julie or the other Frankie siblings. The only certain thing was what should happen with Jody and Ruby. They were both placed under arrest for aggravated child abuse.
Okay, just place your hand behind your back for me. Perfect.
During the arrest process, the officers likely noticed some strange behavior from Ruby. She didn't say a single word, even when put in the back of a police car with Jody. The police had to hope she would be more verbose when the time came to ask her how Russell and Eve had gotten in such miserable conditions.
Okay, go ahead and have a seat.
Like you upset.
Definitely not a talker.
She not? Not anything on.
Even if I ask her a name or just like, not even asking about things, she looks at me and goes.
While Jody was at least responding to direct questions,
yeah, because the internet, they know not to talk until they get their lawyer. I even learned from the internet. Innocent or guilty, don't say shit till you get a lawyer, but I want her to speak.
While Jody was at least responding to direct questions, whether she would respond to the hard ones police had in store was yet to be seen.
I'm a little nervous.
You're that. You know, to be honest with you, if I was sitting over there, I'd be a little nervous too. So,
but the more people you do crime with, the more higher chance that you'll get caught, though, because somebody gonna talk. I think we got one. I knew that much. Do your dirt by your lonely.
Whether she would respond to the hard ones police had in store was yet to be seen.
I'm a little nervous.
you're that. You know, to be honest with you, if I was sitting over there, I'd be a little nervous too. So, don't worry about it. We're just here to talk. To your side.
So I trust my attorney. He said, don't say anything. And I said, I have nothing to hide. And he's like, I know that, but just let me be there with you when you talk. So you guys seem nice people. I'd like to just tell you, but I don't know who you are. I don't know if you're gonna flip my words. I'm a psychologist. I'd watch people flip things all the time.
I mean, you know how to.
So I get it. I sit on your side. I get it. It looks sad that I don't want to answer anything, but it's not because I'm trying to be difficult.
Even though Jody refused to talk without a lawyer, trying to get information from Ruby was astronomically more difficult.
We're just here.
Yeah, she looked like she ain't about to
Ruby
talk.
was
Olivia said they
astronomically
about to say a
refused to
motherfucking
talk without a
thing.
lawyer. Trying to get information from Ruby was astronomically more difficult.
Astronomically more
We're just here to talk to you about kind of a few things involving your kids. So first, do you live down here or? Or do you live up north? Do you want to talk to me about where you live or how many kids you have? You don't want to talk to us about anything?
So, yeah, this.
Is she Morse code blinking your ass? Those blinks don't seem random. No, but those are definitely not some random
This is just your
blinks.
chance to tell us. We're just trying to get your side of the story. So it's your chance to do that. But it's up to you.
I'll wait till I have a lawyer.
Okay. So you don't want to talk to us at all?
There was hardly any doubt that the two women had done horrible things to Ruby's children. But with both women unwilling to talk, the police still had no idea why. Answers, though, were closer than anyone thought. When the detectives first got to the police station, they found a surprise visitor waiting. Ruby's husband, Kevin Frankie, was there, and he wanted to pick up his kids. With so many burning questions pertaining to the Frankie family, Kevin was detained and taken to a third interrogation room where he was read his rights.
How did you find out that you needed to come here to the street?
I received a message that I needed to come pick up my kids from the police department in Highlands.
And who was that message from?
Well, I prefer not to say right now.
Does it make sense that that would happen? I'm just not aware of anyone who did that from our department.
Right. And I'm not comfortable saying right now who reached out to me.
Okay.
Was that Jody?
I'm not going to answer that question.
Kevin was keeping quite close-lipped. However, it wasn't all bad news. Back at Jody's house, Eve finally seemed to be warming up to law enforcement.
You don't want to talk? Okay. There's nothing at all you want to talk about at all? It's okay to talk to me. Are you scared? We helped your brother. And we got him some help too. And that's what we want to do for you. Is we want to get you some help too. We are safe. We will not hurt you, and we won't do anything to hurt you.
It took a total of 4 hours before Eve was willing.
We won't do anything to hurt you.
It took a total of 4 hours before Eve was willing to leave the closet with medical personnel. When examining her in the ambulance, EMTs discovered that she had wounds on her feet and decided that she and Russell both needed to go to the hospital. Thankfully, as Kevin's conversation with police continued, he was willing to provide some crucial context.
And how many kids do you have, Kevin?
I have 6 kids.
So are they all living with you, or?
No, I haven't seen them for over a year.
Any of them?
What the
No.
fuck?
None of them.
For a year?
Over a year.
Okay.
I've been in a separation.
From who?
From my wife and family.
Of course!
He invited me to leave the home while I thought about the choices that I've made in my life and the way that I've treated her.
And did you ever try to reach out to the kids, drop by the home, or
No.
was there?
I honored the no separation boundary that we agreed to.
When was the last time you saw Ruby?
The last time I saw her was the 18th.
That is so fucking weak, man. Hey, I guess she put me out while I think about the choices I made. That just sounds so weak to me. I'm sorry, dog. Yeah, I respect your little rules. Keep my distance from you, whatever, but no, not reaching out to my kids. Fuck that. I'm going to jail behind them.
Was
I'm not about to just disconnect from my kids as well.
Yeah.
Especially knowing, man, this person evil as shit.
The last time I saw her was the 18th of this month. We met to, she requested me to sign over vehicles, or the titles to the vehicle that she drives, were all in my name.
When's the last time you physically saw Russell or Eve?
She drives, were all in my name.
When's the last time you physically saw Russell or Eve?
The day that I moved out, July 24th, 2022. So my job is to financially provide for them.
I was trying to figure out like how much of a role do you play in the caretaking of specifically of those two kids?
I pay the bills.
Okay.
With my job, I provide the money, goes into a shared bank account, and that's my only involvement.
As the conversation went on, Kevin seemed to be just as in the dark as the investigators.
Who lives in that home with your, is it ex-wife? Is it currently a separated wife? Like, who lives in that home with your children?
To be honest, I don't know. I know that she's there with 4 of the children, and our 2 older children have moved out.
This likely came as a shock to investigators. If there were 4 Frankie children still living at home, that meant they weren't just missing Julie, but another one of Russell's teenage sisters, Abby. Before launching into a frantic search, the detectives decided to finish talking to Kevin, hoping he could give them an idea of where to look for the girls. As the conversation went on, though, Kevin's story only got stranger.
Who's this female Jody that your wife lives with? Do you know a female named Jody?
She is a therapist and a life coach, and she's.
Do you respect her?
Oh yeah, I wouldn't want to be around her anyway. You can just tell from them titles she's someone who knows everything. No one wants to teach the man that knows everything. Those people are those type of people are annoying.
And she's.
And I think he really is in the dark of what's going on with his kids, but I do think he just really was weak enough to step away and say, F it, I'll just stay out of whatever the fuck is going on, since that's part of the rules. But yeah, that's weak as hell to me.
A therapist and a life coach, and she's.
Do you respect her?
Do I respect her? Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think she's a very honest, truthful person, yes.
Okay. Is your wife a partner of hers? Is your wife a
truthful person, yes.
Okay. Is your wife a partner of hers? Is your wife a roommate with her? Your kids are living in her house is what I'm trying to say.
I'm not aware of that, but I know that they've been in business for the last year filming. So every week a podcast goes
So meaning he would only see as much as we, the viewer, would see as well. Then, and of course, they want to make sure that we see what looks good. I'm not going to show you the bad.
I know
he didn't even know that his kids was living in Jody's house
for the last year filming. So, every week a podcast goes up and I listen to it.
What's the name of it?
Connections with an X.
This would explain the film set discovered in Jody's house. As it turned out, Jody and Ruby both had a significant following on Instagram and YouTube. Jody was a therapist, and her accounts focused on counseling and family dynamics in alignment with the Church of Latter-day Saints, of which she and Ruby were both members. She called her program Connections and had written several books sharing her methods, and even taught online Zoom classes on the topics of family health and harmony. Ruby, meanwhile, created more slice-of-life content, cataloging daily life with her family as members of the Mormon faith. Her main platform was a YouTube account titled 8 Passengers, supplemented with an Instagram under the same name. In due time, the police would learn that the content made by Ruby and Jody had become unimaginably
and the picture looked like hubby in a picture, I guess to give off the family image. I don't know.
In due time, the police would learn that the content made by Ruby and Jody had become unimaginably twisted behind the scenes.
Are you involved with their business efforts or no?
And were you involved in the 8 Passengers account with your family?
Yes. I was in the videos.
Recently, Ruby's online presence had undergone a shift. She rebranded to Truth Mom, but began focusing less on her own channel in favor of working with Jody on Connections.
You guys got a lot of heat for neglect and child abuse. A lot of people commented those things on there.
Truth Mom, yeah, I look at all that as a buzzword. I never understood people who had to wear their positivity of what they are and what they stand for on their sleeve. That's the biggest thing that make me not believe it, or even you don't believe it. You're in denial and you're trying to fight that you got it. That's why you want everybody else to believe it and play that game with you. Truth Mom. Yeah, that more mean like lie mom to me. And we all lie. I lied to my son the other day. Trying to Chuck E. Cheese was dead. You know, which I get paid, doggy bone.
With your family?
Yes. I was in the videos.
Recently, Ruby's online presence had undergone a shift. She rebranded to Truth Mom, but began focusing less on her own channel in favor of working with Jody on Connections.
You guys got a lot of heat for neglect and child abuse. A lot of people commented those things on there. Why were they commenting?
Did you see those comments?
That's a good question.
What?
We had a son who was acting out in very selfish behavior.
Is this Chad or a different
Yes, this was Chad. And you know, none of this is strange or odd. You could get on YouTube and find out all sorts of stuff on this.
Eventually, Ruby stopped posting on her private YouTube account altogether, which Kevin said eliminated 90% of the family's income. Her last video on Jody's channel, though, had come out just 2 days ago. In the interrogation room, Kevin shared more about the situation, which led to public outcry against the Frankies.
He was being very cruel and mean to his siblings that he shared a room with.
Yeah, that's what kids, especially siblings, that's what they do.
Very cruel.
That's when you, as an adult, step in and show them how to do it, how to control the situation. I let mine go for a little bit first, let them see how they handle themselves first. Then I step in, though. But come on, man, this ain't
very cruel and
nothing that just makes it like Chad's just some black sheep of the family.
And so we removed him from the room. And we said, you can sleep anywhere you want. Sleep on the couch, sleep on the pull-out bed, sleep on the floor for all we care, but you're not sleeping in that room with your brother. He chose to sleep on a beanbag. So 9 months later, he had made a lot of changes in his life. And he was ready to, and we had moved by that time. And so we had to leave the house.
Still sleeping on a beanbag.
He was ready to move into his own bedroom. Made a video about it. And in the video, he mentioned something to the effect of, I've been sleeping for 9 months on a beanbag. And that is what all the uproar was about.
This wasn't Ruby's only run-in with the law. Shockingly,
oh, fuck no, man. Either dad being bought out or he really dumb or is a part of this, man. Because, what do you mean that's all? That's hella. 9 months? There hella should have been uproar over that.
This wasn't Ruby's only run-in with the law. Shockingly, just 5 days before her arrest, she'd been pulled over while driving with her kids in the car.
Hello. You know how fast you're going right there? No. Okay. Got you going 57 in a 35.
Ruby was sent on her way with only a speeding ticket. Back with Kevin, he explained that the situation with his oldest son, Chad, was the catalyst for Jody getting involved with the family. She was hired as Chad's therapist and had the boy personally paying her $900 a month. From there, her involvement with the family. She was hired as Chad's therapist and had the boy personally paying her
Mr. Frank stated he trusts and values Jody Hildebrandt and her perspective. Mr. Frank informed us his older son, Chad, met with Jody Hildebrandt previously via Zoom for counseling. Mr. Frank informed us he believed these meetings with Jody Hildebrandt were beneficial. Mr. Frank did not have knowledge of any other kids meeting with Jody Hildebrandt. I'm so glad Russell got out.
From there, her involvement with the family only grew. How this could have led to the breakup of the family and the near starvation of 2 of the children was yet to be explored.
During your marriage, how was How is disciplining your kids? How would you discipline your kids?
Yeah, I'm not going to answer that question.
Are you aware of the physical condition of your children?
No. No, I've chosen to trust my wife with the children. That was part of the agreement of our separation.
Kevin was about to learn the harrowing consequences this decision has caused.
We received a phone call from 911 on our dispatch that a 12 to 13-year-old boy was knocking on doors in a neighborhood asking for food and water. So he had,
I'm sorry, what?
He had duct tape on his extremities, on his hands, on his ankles, and those were covering rope burns that were used to tie him down. Take a second and think about what I just said.
Don't say anything else. Let him react.
That's the
Let him react.
condition
Let him
of your
react.
son. Given that information, your son was taken to the hospital. A warrant has been applied and granted by the Department of Child and Family Services to remove both Russell and Eve from your wife's care. Do you understand that?
I understand.
Would you condone that behavior?
Would I condone that behavior?
That's my job. My job is to find out your knowledge of the treatment of these
based
precious
on your description,
children.
no. But again, I don't know the details or I don't know what's going on. But as you described that sounds
horrible, disgusting. No human being should be treated like that.
The investigators stepped out to give Kevin a few private moments to come to terms with what he'd just learned. When the investigative team returned 10 minutes later, Kevin took the opportunity to ask a burning question.
What's going to happen with my wife? I love my wife.
I don't know. I'm being honest with you. I don't know. Hadn't had anything to do with
I don't have those charges against my wife.
Possibly. I think given the circumstances, that's highly appropriate, but again,
That night, the police decided that Ruby would be booked into jail to await her attorney. Even
Me, you more than likely probably pissed the wife who give a fuck. But think about your spouse you really fucking love, boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever, married or not. Really, I'm talking about the people that really love their person, really love them, right? They can do some fucked up shit. I'm not even saying this to a child, to your child. I'm not even saying that. Super duper effed up. You'll know they're wrong. But love. If you really, I'm talking about real, like really love this person, you will still make that decision that seems stupid on the outside to still care for this person. Because I started thinking about my girl. She did some fucked up shit. I started thinking about even to our kid. I would be pissed. I'd be hurt. Thank God I know she won't do anything. But do I really want to see her go down? Because this is some go down shit. And honestly, I do think Helby was in the dark, but I do think he's weak as hell. I think he's weak and blind. I really believe so. Love got a hold of your ass like a mofo because I could tell the way he was speaking. Like she said, I had to leave while I forgot the word and basically think about the decisions I made. Talk to him like he was a child, and he went with it. I was like, yeah, he possibly can be in the dark, but he's just too weak. So weak that you don't even know you got to put your kids above even yourself, dog. When you start making these little people, they can't raise themselves. They don't have the proper tools. They need you.
I think given the circumstances, that's highly appropriate, but again, possibly.
You're the reason why they are here.
I think given the circumstances, that's highly appropriate, but again,
that night, the police decided that Ruby would be booked into jail to await her attorney. Even this, though, failed to get a reaction from her.
Trace, you want to let you know what criminal charges for, so you're under arrest? It's going to be 2 counts, second-degree felony of child abuse or neglect, okay? Do you understand that or no? Are you okay? I'm wondering if there's like a medical clearance that needs to, like, do you need medical attention before you go to the jail? Okay. Have you ever been arrested before? I'm just concerned about you. I know you don't believe that. But I've had an opportunity to talk to your husband and kind of worried about your circumstances and obviously your children as well. But you're sure you don't need medical attention or anything like that?
Jody, too, was escorted to a
You
police
remind me of
car
when
to
them
be
cops you see
transported.
for them sitcoms, like it be type of shows my girl watch, whatever. It'd be like them shows with no laugh track or whatever, but them type of shows.
Jody, too, was escorted to a police car to be transported to jail facing the same charges. Still inside the police station, Kevin learns more from the investigators about the children.
And so, I mean, this feels like getting run over by a steam truck, what you're sharing with me today.
Yeah. I can tell you're caught off guard.
I thought I was just coming here to pick up my kids, and for what, I don't know what or why, but... And I was planning on taking them back with me. Everything you're sharing to me just sounds like a made-up story. Like,
I bet, dog.
I have no idea what you're talking about. Like, it sounds like a horror movie. And what you're sharing with me just feels like a sucker punch. I feel responsible. Separating, leaving. It hurts. I know you're all doing your jobs. And I know you all have the best interests of my kids in mind. I appreciate them.
Thank you. Thanks. That means a lot.
I just want my kids back. I want my family back. I want my wife back.
It was doubtful either Ruby or Jody would be getting out
Damn,
of
man,
jail.
because I was wondering that, like, what if wifey was not always to this level? Because seeing people change, especially on their loved ones, yeah, it's a hurtful feeling because you don't know where that person is. Like, I'm really trying to touch this person, but I just can't reach them. And yeah, you see it, they're gone. And the only thing you really could do,
that means a lot.
being the other person in that situation, is you have to let them go. There's no pulling someone back. I don't give a damn what you say. Tried it before many times. When they're gone, they're gone. When you're a new person, you turn to a new person.
You all have the best interests of my kids in mind.
But damn, sometimes you do get X'd out of that person's life on that journey when they finally knew them.
I just want my kids back. I want my family back.
His family back,
man. My wife back.
It was doubtful either Ruby or Jody would be getting out of jail anytime soon. Jody grappled with this through the lens of religion while speaking with a friend she called from the county jail.
And I don't know if I'm going to be like some kind of example, but when I get out of here, I have a story to tell, and I'm going to try to do everything I can to protect the children, because that's what's happening, is that kids are being just horribly abused. Well, I have just been begging him, like, you've got to explain this to me. Like, I cannot logically figure out what's going on here. I mean, I should be here. I haven't done anything wrong.
Ruby, too, made some equally baffling claims during her jailhouse phone calls.
But the most upsetting thing is that I am completely misunderstood. That is the most horrible feeling. Like, my own family misunderstands me. They misinterpret me. And poor Jody, they misinterpret her. They misunderstand her. She puts her neck out on the line for people, and then they get mad at her. I mean, it is just horrendous.
Man, what do you mean? We're all misunderstood, dog. The other person is not supposed to fully understand you. They're not supposed to. They're not walking in your shoes. They're not living your life. They don't see through your lenses. They don't hear the way things you hear. Yeah, you can't force other people to understand you. And if that's something that's going to piss you off all your life, going to get to you, because a lot of people don't care. Let's be real. That's why you're supposed to focus on you, because as long as you understand you and you matter to you and you know what you are and what you believe and stand for and how you live, man, you'll be okay, dog. But no, the problem is when I want you to understand me and you to understand me and you to understand, I want you to understand, they got their own whole life to understand. Life is already hard as fuck to understand. No one understands it. And you want me to focus on yours alone? We're trying to figure out mine. No, selfish. That's a horrible victim card to pull.
And
I heard a lot
poor Jody,
better ones
they
watching true
misinterpret
crime.
her, they misunderstand her. She puts her neck out on the line for people, and then they
Yeah, and
mad at her.
sometimes they would
it is
chop it
just
off. That it comes with the game
and-
and helping
and
people. That's why you don't
poor
even do that all
Jody,
the time.
they
Stick your
misinterpret
neck
her,
out there,
they
it might get
misunderstand
chopped
her.
off.
She puts her neck out on the line for people, and then they get mad at her. I mean, it is just horrendous.
Because sometimes
It's
people really
horrendous.
don't need or want your
They-
help.
they
Sometimes it's
misinterpret
like a
her.
kid. Sometimes they think they're helping and really you're in the fucking way. They don't
Understand me,
need
they
your help.
misinterpret me, and
Help
poor
yourself.
Jody, they misinterpret her, they misunderstand her. She puts her neck out on the
Hallelujah,
line for
man.
people, and then they get mad at her. I mean, it is just horrendous. It's horrendous. And you know what? Every Joseph Smith, every wonderful man of God has had to be misunderstood. And I'm a good woman. I don't do naughty things. This is the witch hunt.
It wasn't all dark and twisted news, though. In a stroke of luck, the police located Julie and Abby.
Come on.
Shockingly, they were nowhere near the family home in Springville. Rather, they were located more than 20 miles away at a house belonging to Ruby's friend and fellow Connections member, Pam.
Oh, boy.
How she'd gotten there, though, remained in question. Pam was handcuffed when the police arrived and agreed to answer some questions while waiting for additional investigators to arrive. While one officer sat with her, the other took the opportunity to check in with Julie.
Do you need medical attention at all?
So was the other, I mean, because
Do you need medical attention at all?
was
The
she
other
really
took the
hiding the
opportunity
kids,
to
or
check in with Julie.
is this other
Do you
friend
need
really just thought
medical
I was
attention at all?
watching the kids for? Let me see.
Do you need medical attention at all? Okay. Is there a reason you're so scared right now? It's us? Okay. Well, I'm sorry if you've had a negative interaction with law enforcement in the past, okay? My intention is not to scare you. Do you go to school?
Down the driveway, Pam was unhandcuffed when investigators
What
arrived.
she said, do you go to school? What she said when she said you go
Do
to
you
school?
go to school? Do you go to school?
Down the
So she said
driveway,
some
Pam was
days.
unhandcuffed when investigators arrived from Springville. She told them that she'd received a call from Ruby asking her to pick up two of her daughters while she dealt with a family emergency.
Right, because there's a friend.
Up
You
until
would do
this
that.
point, the officers were under the impression that it was only Julie at the house, but Pam clarified that her older sister, Abby, was also there. Thankfully, neither she nor Julie appeared to be in physical distress
looking
like
at that
Russell
too.
or Eve.
So why?
Julie and Abby appeared hesitant to go with DCFS representatives when they arrived, but were safely taken into custody to await the outcome of the investigation. The uncertainty over Abby and Julie's whereabouts had been answered, but so many questions remained. First and foremost, the quandary of what could have happened to leave Russell and Eve so frail and traumatized. Kevin returned to the police station with his lawyer for a second interview. The additional details he was about to share were nothing short of astonishing.
Have you found the pen papers?
The pen papers.
So it described all of the visions and trances and everything that Jody and Ruby went into.
How thick would you say it was?
It was like 3 inches thick or so. And there were hundreds of pages of written documents. It's something Jody would not want found.
Yeah.
But she wouldn't want to destroy it.
Because we do have Ruby's journal, which is from those dates that you mentioned.
These things are going to be so... The stuff she wrote in the pen paper, she would not write in her journal. The stuff she wrote in the pen papers was not intended to be read by anybody until God would decree them to be written as scripture for the whole world to read.
Okay.
I believe that's what we
Was she about
have.
to kill these
It
kids?
wasn't certain whether the documents found by the police were actually Ruby's pen papers or just a journal. Regardless of what they were called, the contents revealed a wealth of heinous secrets. On July 10, 2022, Ruby wrote, "Eve and Russell have been in so much deviant behavior they won't control their bodily functions. I never would have suspected the cold, dead heart Russell has." Ruby echoed these sentiments in one of the phone calls she made from jail.
Adults have a really hard time understanding that children can be full of evil and what that takes to fight it.
According to the journal, Russell and Eve were locked in closets, made to do physical labor, wall sits, jump on a trampoline, stand out in the rain, and carry heavy boxes up and down the stairs.
I'm not gonna lie, I do agree. Some kids, they really are evil, and it's a battle that needs to be done before the issue becomes too late. But you're not gonna beat or torture it out of them. That's gonna make it worse. That's gonna make it far worse, because now you're just justifying this way of living for them. At that point, you really have to give that kid up or blah to someone who can actually do the job, even if it's putting that mug up for adoption, because either you're going to kill this kid or they're going to grow up and kill someone.
On a trampoline,
or
kill
someone in your family.
And carry labor.
A hard time understanding.
But yeah, you're not about to fight evil with evil, dog.
According to the journal, Russell and Eve were locked in closets, made to do physical labor, wall sits, jump on a trampoline, stand out in the rain, and carry heavy boxes up and down the stairs for hours on end. When Eve slipped and fell while carrying the boxes, Ruby accused her of doing so on purpose, and then shaved her head as punishment. And this was just brushing the surface of what the children endured.
I've never had a kid quite like Eve, but she does not like to sit and listen. I don't know if that's just her personality and she just needs me to be more strict with her than what was required with some of the other kids, or if she is displaying hyperactivity tendencies. So man, I'm going to try to figure that out today. I honestly don't
oh my God, that's not evil. You'll never have a kid like any of your other kids. It's a whole different person. We try to teach a certain way, like, no, you got to follow this. This is how it works. No, understand who that person is, and then you teach them around who the fuck they are, because it's going to make it easier for them, dog. Not, oh, well, let me show you how I did it growing up. Like, no, that was you. Of course, discipline ain't last, but
to be more strict with her.
Understand who they are. Like, all right, well, this is the cards we working with.
Or if she is displaying hyper.
Missing a couple screws. My boy a little slow, but I got you, Dick.
To be more strict with her than what was required with some of the other kids, or if she is displaying hyperactivity tendencies. So I'm gonna try to figure that out today. I honestly don't know which way it's gonna go. She knows that I mean it, and I'm gonna carry through with it. If she absolutely is not capable, then I'm going to maybe take further measures to figure out if there's hyperactivity tendencies going on, or if she stays and she's really good and she listens, then it probably just means she needs a little bit more of a strict routine with her.
According to Kevin, the fight against so-called evil had not originated with the children. In fact, the downward spiral had begun more than a year prior under some very strange circumstances.
We went out to like a dinner afterwards, and that's where Jody really opened up to the women in a private conversation that she believed she was being tormented and haunted by shadow figures every night. And that was spooky.
Ruby also revealed that Russell and Eve still sometimes failed to control their bodily functions. She presented this as a method by which they defied her. Back with Kevin, he alleged that Russell and Eve still sometimes failed to control their bodily functions. She presented this as a method by which they defied her. Back with Kevin, he alleged that Jody's experiences had rapidly grown more intense.
She was walking along the beach with Jesus, and Jesus challenged her to go walk on the water.
Yeah, well, you go tell Jesus I see it. Yeah, you go tell Jesus, hey, doggy ball, this Jody last day where my kids go, you go with Jesus, doggy ball. Yeah, this is sick, man. They just trying to control these damn kids. This is all they want. And if one little thing go wrong, then that's the reason why I'm doing. Oh, because you don't listen to me. You defy me here because
it had rapidly grown more intense.
She was walking along the beach with Jesus, and Jesus challenged her to go walk on the water, and it was a whole lesson on walking on the water.
And that was still just the tip of the iceberg. The more investigators read of Ruby's journal, the more depraved the story became. Tuesday, big day for evil, she wrote on July 11th. All night, Eve screamed and cried and hit her head on the tile floor. Today, Jody confronted her. Eve admits to putting on a show for her mother. Eve said she wants to be pitiful. When the investigators read on and learned what torment Eve had endured to reach this level of desperation, they likely didn't know whether to be enraged or heartbroken. Jody mentioned her experiences with what she called the spirit in one of her jail phone calls.
When I feel the spirit, I have two physiological reactions. I get really like shaky, like I'm shivering, like I'm cold, or I feel heat, like I have a fever run through me. It felt like I was burning up, and I was just shaking with gratitude. Like, here's your answer. Here's what this is.
Hey, no, nigga, that's just...
He called the spirit in one of her jail phone calls.
Yeah, when I get anxious, I feel one of those as well.
Back with Kevin, he revealed that while Jody's alleged visions had initially seemed positive, things quickly took a much darker turn, and things changed inside the house.
There was a lot of satanic ones. When she would go into possession mode, she would talk in like different voices. It was really creepy. But the voices would say, she's ours, we're not letting go. She is Satan's bride. She's mine. I'm going to marry her. If she was faking it, she believed that Satan wanted her as her bride.
The journal revealed that Eve experienced horrific punishments. This is the day Eve anticipates breaking her 2-day fast, Ruby wrote. I let Russell know she has hardened her heart and will do one more day of fasting to invite her to humble. Eve flips out and begins ranting. All day, Eve makes rhymes about my mom starves me and calls it fasting. In his second interview, Kevin continued his description of what it was like to live with Jody.
I can't explain some of the stuff that happened while we were there. Like crashes in the basement while we were talking upstairs. And plates like in the kitchen just flying off by themselves, like full speed smashing on the wall and falling to the floor. And I don't have any way to explain it other than there's some crazy going on.
On other occasions, Eve was doused with water in the
you
dog
don't want
wash.
to know what's going on.
On
Sound like you're not allowed to know.
On other occasions, Eve was doused with water in the dog wash and made to sleep on the basement floor. And it only got worse going forward. Kevin, too, said that back in 2021, the situation with Jody took a similar downward trajectory as she became increasingly entwined with his family.
Yeah.
But it reached the point where in August, her bishop at the time, he's not her bishop anymore, but I mean, he was going over there every night, and he'd be there for like 4 hours, and he'd be like, I'm fighting evil spirits.
He casting demons out,
And he'd be like, I'm fighting evil spirits, I'm casting demons out, there's crazy stuff going on.
So with your wife?
He got to the point where he's like, I can't do this anymore. Like, there needs to be some sort of resolution.
After the bishop left, the first attempt to fix was for Jody to move in with another family involved with connections. The opinions Kevin shared about what happened with that family reflect only his beliefs, and we have not been able to verify them.
According to that, after 6 weeks and trying to seduce the husband of the family, they kicked her out.
While there was no way to prove that Jody had been held against her will.
Because that family wasn't having it. That's bullshit, man. I hate seeing weak parents, man. Don't even have kids.
Trying to seduce the husband of the family, they kicked her out.
While there was no way to prove, and we have not been able to verify them.
According to that, after 6 weeks and trying to seduce the husband of the family, they kicked her out.
While there was no way to prove that Jody had been held against her will, the police knew for a fact that Russell and Eve had been. Ruby documented one particularly horrific confrontation between Russell and Jody, whom she refers to frequently as G-Joe. G-Joe takes Russell on a little walk to the pool, Ruby wrote. She talks on how Russell has love twisted. G-Joe then pushed Russell into the pool. Meanwhile...
Wait, so that's Ruby's actual case. That's Ruby's journal, huh? She talks on how Russell has love twisted. G-Joe then pushed Russell into the pool.
Russell has love twisted. Gijo then pushed Russell into the pool. Meanwhile, Kevin recounted the events after Jody either escaped or was kicked out of the other family's home.
It was at that point that they said, why don't you take her up to your house? And I was like, oh, hell no. I don't want this in my house. But I was beaten over the head with it. Like, that's really insensitive. You know, she's done so much to help our family, and you're being selfish, and she has needs, and come on, like, it won't be for long. And so I relented, and I was like, okay.
Later in his second interview, Kevin told the police about the drastic changes that took place. And
I'm still mad at the husband, but let's be real though, in that situation, and I do know this person as just being someone who helped us out, because yeah, this is hindsight. I don't know all this horrific shit that I would know at the moment. Of course, I would probably open my door for a little bit for you to come in, but yeah, it wouldn't get that far though. I swear to God, it wouldn't.
It won't be for long, and so I relented, and I was like, okay.
Later in his second interview, Kevin told the police about the drastic changes that took place in the Frankie house after Jody moved in.
Damn.
The moment she showed up in my house,
parasite dog when they get in.
Crap started happening. Lights turning on and off. Sounds of people walking in walls, and like sounds like footprints going up walls and across the ceiling, and stuff floating around. And I became the resident exorcist. That was the title I came up with myself. I thought it was kind of
he gave it to it. He gave it to himself? Well, yeah, you do that, trying to joke around. I can see, yeah.
Exorcist.
Trying to be funny.
That was the title I came up with myself. I thought it was kind of funny. Whenever she
started... Because you would think, he this person. You would think you ain't really dealing with no damn Looney Tune. It is a little jokey joke, but
title
it's about to be a fast-growing parasite, huh?
Whenever she started to, like, go into a trance and go into possession, which started to be a lot. And Ruby would go up and check on her. It started like every 4 hours at night, and then it moved every 2 hours at night, then it moved every hour at night, and then at some point Ruby said, you know what, I'm just going to start sleeping in there. And if I need you, I'll come down and get you.
Kevin said that Ruby and Jody began sleeping in the same bed. However, this was only the beginning, and soon Kevin noticed that he was being subjected to unique restrictions.
I could leave when I wanted, but I couldn't come back until Ruby gave me permission. I couldn't come into the kitchen to eat until Ruby gave me permission. And the upstairs where Jody roamed was completely off limits. Ruby would dictate all of the terms of how our interactions would be when we would talk. No matter what I did, no matter how much I tried to track better,
you can never just do enough.
Truthful and not be selfish. Every week it was like, you're being manipulative, you're being selfish, you're lying.
Yeah, they love those buzzwords, buddy, they get you.
Selfish, you're lying, you're hiding something, you're still hiding stuff. And I really started to question my sanity, honestly. It became more and more and more and more and more isolated. Jody had an approved
once she started sleeping with Jody, it was a wrap for you in your relationship, because if she's not going to invite you in there, she's taking over. Threw Jody out there.
I really started to question my sanity, honestly. It became more and more and more and more and more isolated. Jody had an approved list of men that I could make phone calls to.
This appeared to be a method Ruby repeated with Russell at Jody's house. Ruby recounted in the journal how she woke one night to find Russell missing.
Man, my girl better get the most firehead in the world if you go give me a list of dudes I can call. You like demons anyway, come suck the soul out of me if you want me to follow this list, doggy bone.
List of men that I can make phone calls to.
This appeared to be a method Ruby repeated with Russell at Jody's house. Ruby recounted in the journal how she woke one night to find Russell missing, and a note written in pebbles on the balcony which read, "Jail. I will call when I get there." Panicked, Ruby said she and Jody searched the house.
Taunt your ass as you got away.
Call when I get there. Panicked, Ruby said she and Jody searched the house, then got in their cars and began driving around looking for Russell, which Ruby described as racing the devil. They brought him home.
Yeah, for
Disturbingly,
Russell.
she went on to describe the concession of letting Russell sleep in a bed and feeding him a full meal the next day as like stitching up a patient knowing you didn't get all the cancer out.
Okay, look at me.
What the fuck?
Don't say help anymore.
You just said it.
Yeah, so I'm very clear what I'm talking about. Don't say that again.
So I thought this is when he got away. He did that. Damn.
Because next time you won't be smiling on your face.
Kevin explained that the situation never improved as everyone tried to appease Jody and Ruby.
So I was completely cut off. You know, if I went to my church leaders, I was seeking enablement. If I went to my family, I was seeking enablement. If I went to anybody, I was seeking enablement. I felt trapped. And that's where I was all the way up until the last week of July, when Jody called me one day out of the blue and just said, I don't understand why you're not getting it.
While everything the police had learned so far was certainly horrific, they would soon realize that it almost got unimaginably worse for the children. Based on the journal entries, the authors believed that the children's bodies needed to be engaged in painful good work as punishment. Just as Ruby and Jody set out to look for rural land in Arizona for the Frankie children to work, Ruby got a text. I found the land. As the move to Arizona loomed dangerously closer, it became obvious that the women wanted the pair to choose punishment over respite. In an emotional phone call made from her jail cell, Jody had this to say on the topic.
Nobody wants the truth. Nobody wants the truth. Nobody wants the truth because these kids, I told Doug, I woke up, the spirit told me, it's all the devil. I mean, you've seen him, and he uses these kids, and he uses all of us as the adults, the parents that don't hold the kids accountable. So now it's abusive to make a kid sleep on the floor. It's abusive, or it's abusive to, that's ridiculous. You can't even raise your kids anymore.
This was the sort of stance Jody put forth through her program, Connections.
We're never allowed to abuse your kids, but yes, you can discipline your kids. You can raise your kids. Yes, you can. Found land for kids to work on. That is wild.
This was the sort of stance Jody put forth through her program.
She was putting that ish in people's head. Codependency and caretaking. Safety, trust, and empowerment. Bullshit.
At its peak, her Instagram had over 10,000 followers, leaving the police to wonder just how many other children might have suffered the ramifications of her influence. Later, in the midst of the investigation, Kevin continued his story of his family's breakdown.
So that separation continued all the way up until the holidays, maybe. And then Ruby ended that separation. Jody went home the second week of January. But by that time, Ruby, Pam, and Jody were completely determined to
that was the one that
do this work that they felt God had for them. I thought it was crazy. I thought it was just that crazy.
When talking with Kevin, the police learned just how far Ruby was willing to go to pursue her work with Jody.
She wanted to legally, work with Jody's attorney to give Jody 8 passengers and become an employee of Connections. Basically, the contract was Ruby gives Jody everything and Ruby gets nothing in return. Our YouTube manager at the time was like, red flags. I don't know how to tell you. She is scamming you.
Hell yeah.
Ruby fired him.
Regarding this issue of Ruby and Jody's business entanglement, Ruby made some interesting claims in one of her calls from jail.
And you don't see the sign right there? Why'd you fire him when he informed us that we were being scammed? Because I would think that's somebody that's looking out for my best interest because they don't want me to get scammed. Man, people can become so blind, dog.
Ruby fired him.
Regarding this issue of Ruby and Jody's business entanglement, Ruby made some interesting claims in one of her calls from jail. In fact, she seemed to be changing her attitude towards Jody entirely.
Jody Hildebrandt never was my business partner, nor was I ever her employee. I never received wages from Connections or Jody. In 2019, I hired her as a counselor for my son, and then in 2020, I paid her to be my mentor. She's a whirlpool. She just pulls you.
Regardless of any legal business arrangements, finances became an increasingly central component of the travesty that befell the Frankie children. This became clear when police continued reading Ruby's journal and gained further insight into the disturbing reasons she and Jody were looking into moving to Arizona. Jody and I took Eve out into the desert, Ruby wrote. She went out into the heat, barefoot. Eve still tried to run. She
Nigga, you
screamed
know
for
how
another
hot
family.
that ground is, and this is Arizona in a desert, dog. There's possible snakes,
Heat, barefoot.
scorpions.
Eve still
I
tried
know
to
it's
run.
hot, man. Get
She
the
screamed
fuck
for
out of
another
here.
family, water, food, care, love. Oh, Eve, a manipulative ploy. Ruby's journal entry about taking Eve to the desert became even more heartbreaking. Apparently, it was only after Eve collapsed on the road exhausted that Ruby took her home, but not for long. The very next day, Ruby, Russell, Eve, and Julie all returned to the desert. For the next 3 days, the children were made to weed and tidy a cemetery on a nearby Native American reservation. They were not allowed to wear shoes or gloves, despite the fact that
Is
there
it
was
even
broken
Russell?
glass. They were not allowed to wear shoes or gloves, despite the fact that there was broken glass and thorns everywhere. At one point, Russell became so desperate to escape the heat that he stuck his head in the toilet. Footage of this suffering was captured by a local who explained in no uncertain terms to Ruby that she was not welcome there and that she would be filing a police report. This, Ruby wrote in her journal, was a sign that the devil does not want us to take Russell and Eve out of society. Apparently, relocating to Arizona was their chosen method of avoiding further unwanted attention. One has to wonder how long the plan to get to Arizona was in process, though, based on an interaction Kevin mentioned happened before the separation.
Ruby started threatening me with another separation. And just like, this isn't about money, this is about doing God's work. So we continued in that dynamic for the next 6 or 7 months until she went on a trip with Jody and Pam down to Arizona. And I think they, like, when I read her journal, that she went into Mexico or something and bought drugs or something, like prescription drugs
gone,
for
buddy.
the emergency kits. And when she came back from that trip, before she even brought the bags into the house,
That is actually scary as fuck to know that these people infiltrated and helped, because it sounded like she was already going down the path of separating from dog. But I was definitely saying that these people helped pull her away from him. Definitely helped break that family up. That is scary to know that someone could just move in. I don't mean like actually move to your home. I just mean move into your life and just get between you and your family.
Prescription drugs for the
like, yeah, I mentally just took your wife.
When she came back from that trip, before she even brought the bags into the house, she pulled me in and said, I want to talk with you. And that's when she asked me to leave.
And so Kevin left and got an apartment in Springsville. At some subsequent point, Ruby also left the family home for the house in Ivans to live with Jody, where the lives of her children would become a living nightmare. Back with Kevin, he said that when Ruby initiated contact again, he had no idea the sinister plan she had in store for their children.
Around that time, things with Ruby started, like, picking up. And I didn't understand why, but, like, Ruby wanted to meet in a parking lot and wanted me to sign over. 2 of our cars wanted me to sign them over to her name. I'm in total compliance mode at this point. Just like, I'm a good husband, you see, you can trust me.
Ruby's comments on the journal somehow managed to become even more disturbing. She wrote, "This girl would choose to be shot and die than to humble." Even that wasn't the most disturbing part, though, because after locking Eve in the closet overnight, they decided to treat her injuries from the cactus. Ruby said, "The spirit was very strong as Julie and I witnessed Jody cleaning what did not deserve to be cleaned." Kevin continued his story, discussing the moment he found that his family had disappeared to live in Ivans, leaving their own house empty.
But when I returned to the house, everything was packed up, and a neighbor came over and said she asked for the HOA rules and mentioned to him that she wanted to rent the house out. Which I was like, are you kidding me? And apparently she wanted to sell the house, but couldn't because my name was on the mortgage.
In another jail call, Ruby revealed that the Arizona scheme had gotten further along than anyone yet knew. One shudders to think what could have happened if Russell hadn't escaped before the move.
Man,
Hold the money, and I have it in a bag.
With you? Do the police have it?
Wait, hold on, yeah, because I was lost on who she was talking to, but it's him. Hold on.
And I have it in a bag.
With you? Do the police have it?
Well, I don't know what the police took.
But the bag was at Jody's house?
They can't just take people's money. I mean, that's not right.
In a stunning twist, the person on the other end of the phone was none other than Kevin himself. In the days following Ruby's arrest, the pair made several phone calls where Kevin tried to ensure he received custody of the children and secured the money that Ruby had pulled out. Kevin's demeanor towards Ruby in these calls might be unexpected.
I am committed to our family.
Okay, but he not on no shicey-ish. I thought it was about to lead to him part of the plan type situation. No, he thought he was about to get the money and also custody, and you want custody of the kids as well.
I am committed to our family. I'm committed to you and our marriage. No matter what happens, I will be here to support you.
See, that's what I was talking about earlier,
in
dog.
any way that I can.
Well, thank you for stepping up.
It don't matter what this girl do. He is going to save her out of the situation, dog. Even, go back to what I was talking about earlier. And again, like I said, when people are over in love with someone, yes, they will do stupid things. That's what I was talking about. I wasn't saying, yeah, it's right to do. Because, no, I believe you put the kids over yourself, dog. But people like this, yeah, it don't matter if that girl do hurt them kids. Sure, he may be hurt. But overall, though, he's still going to back up her.
To our family, I'm committed to you and our marriage. No matter what happens,
she really got him over heels,
be here
dog.
to support you.
No matter what she do.
Any way that I can.
Well, thank you for stepping up.
During this call, Kevin and Ruby agreed to limit their contact going forward to strengthen Kevin's chances of gaining legal custody of the children. A discovery made the next day, though, blew that out of the water.
The bag's gone.
What?
The bag is gone.
What?
There's no bag.
The only thing more shocking than the bag's disappearance was where Ruby had gotten the funds in the first place. Kevin and his lawyer revealed the source of the missing $85,000 while speaking with police.
That money, she cleaned out their bank accounts.
The kids' savings accounts.
Yeah, and yours too, your joint account.
Damn.
That's where that money came from.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if you can have, or if I need to have a discussion with the county attorney. Kevin would kind of like his kids' money back.
Unfortunately, tracking down the money and attempting to return it to the children would likely become a separate civil case. While Ruby didn't comment on this directly while in jail, she had more thoughts to share the longer she was behind bars.
The devil is so sly. And I'm embarrassed it took such
Damn!
slap in the face to wake up to.
On another call with her parents, Ruby proofread a court statement she wrote to address her children and acknowledge her act.
Man, you couldn't see this woman was the devil. Even crossed you out. She been doing the entire time anyway, but
On another
she
call,
was fucking up your family. Helping you harm your kid. Man, nah, I'm glad she did. Not what you was doing to the kids anyway. But it's the kids, man. It's not like they was gonna give it to the kids.
On another call with her parents, Ruby proofread a court statement she wrote to address her children and acknowledge her actions.
I would do anything in this world for you. My willingness to sacrifice all for you was masterfully manipulated into something very ugly. I took from you all that was safe and soft and good. I took from you your mother. How terrifying this must have been for you. I will never, ever stop crying for hurting your tender souls. You are such a very precious part of me. I'm so very sorry.
But no apology in the world could begin to undo the horrible trauma.
And you wrote it. Meaning you don't really feel it. Little mask on it. Hell no, get out of here.
How terrifying this must have been for you.
Tortured the shit
I will
out
never,
of them kids.
ever
Them kids gonna be,
stop crying for
especially
hurting your
even
tender souls.
Russell, they gonna be so traumatized,
You are
man.
such a very precious part of me. I'm so very sorry.
But no apology in the world could begin to undo the horrible trauma experienced by
Facts.
the Frankie children. In contrast to Ruby's attempt to make amends, Jody's response was the same as it was at the beginning of the investigation.
The Lord says that
here
first
you
they'll
go.
lay their hands on you and persecute you, delivering you up to the synagogues and into prisons. And the children shall rise up against their parents and shall cause them to be put to death. That statement right there is what's going on with me. The children shall rise up and put their parents to death, and ye shall be hated of all men for my name's sake.
Ultimately, Ruby and Jody were charged with 6 felony counts of child abuse and neglect.
Statement right there is what's going on with me. The children shall rise up and put their parents to death, and ye shall be
I mean, but
hated.
the way I interpret it is, yeah, they are going to rise up and put us to death because they're going to rise up, they're going to grow, they're going to become the new, and if we're going to die raising them, right? At least that's how it should. So yeah, technically they will rise up and put us to death. I don't know if it meant it that way, but I don't really care neither. I'm not.
Children shall rise up.
There's a
and
lot
put
of
their
horrible
parents to death.
possibilities.
What's going on with me?
I'm not living by that.
The children shall rise up and
I'm
put
not
their
about to live in
parents
fear
to
from
death,
that. I mean,
and ye shall
because
be
I read
hated
something. There's always a possibility. Yeah, it's a lot of possibilities. There's a lot of great possibilities as well. There's some happy endings as
Children
well,
shall
but
rise up and put their
you
parents
don't really want to
to death,
focus on those.
and ye shall be hated of all men for my name's sake.
Ultimately, Ruby and Jody were charged with
one.
6 felony counts of child abuse and neglect each. Rather than go to trial, Ruby and Jody pleaded guilty to 4 counts of child abuse. Though their cases were adjudicated separately, they received the same sentences. On each count, Jody and Ruby were sentenced to serve between 1 and 15 years in prison. The sentences were to be consecutive, meaning both women could be behind bars for up to 60 years.
Yeah, and I know I'm about to contradict myself, but 4 counts mean they can also get the possibility of getting 4 years.
Were adjudicated separately, they received the same sentences. On each count, Jody and Ruby were sentenced to serve between 1 and 15 years in prison. The sentences were to be consecutive, meaning both women could be behind bars for up to 60 years, which could be the rest of their lives. Kevin continues to lobby for custody of his children, who were taken by DCFS and placed in foster care. The Frankie's oldest daughter, Sherry, is writing a book about her upbringing and has requested the public respect the privacy of her younger siblings as they attempt to recover. While their current status is unknown, we can only hope that the Frankie children are at long last experiencing the kindness and gentleness
I
that
know,
they
I hope
deserve.
so, man. I hope all 6 of them are living good, happy, getting love, everything, dog. I can't help to go over the fact how weak the husband, man. I really do think he was in the dark on this shit, but I really think he wanted to stay in the dark because he knew he had to. Wife had a leash on him. This dude, shit. Now, look, I was almost getting hurt from him as well when he was reacting as he was learning more and more what was happening to the kids. It did seem like it hit him like, oh shit, I can't believe this, but he still resorted back to his wife because, dog, she has a leash on his man. I'm like, bro, you did not shed a fucking tear. You were not even worried. You went right to, oh, but what about her? Is she gonna be, oh, like, yeah, this is sick as hell, dog. I feel so bad for these kids, man, because they have a father who was not there for him, dog. Mom lost her ish, evil as hell. Not gonna lie, let's one come in between the family and all. But Pops could have stopped this shit if he would have stepped up.